outer space is becoming a minefield of dangers, and we need better visibility now. The debris around our space, our Earth, is getting too dangerous. And Washington issued a dire warning about the escalating risks to America, allied and commercial assets in space. So let's talk about this elephant in the room. In a press release at the American Embassy in London press conference, a senior Pentagon official declared that the United States of America is ready to fight tonight in space if we have to. This statement from Brigadier General Jesse Morehouse of the U.S. Space Command underscores the immediate and looming threats the United States' foremost spacefaring rivals pose today. Space has quickly become the next flashpoint for conflict, with Moscow and Beijing developing capabilities to chase, catch, jam, blind, or destroy satellites. As space superpowers augment their arsenals with anti-satellite capabilities, the U.S. is positioning itself to deter escalation by deploying its own orbital defenses. Simultaneously, the U.S. aims to put forth rules and regulations that prohibit reckless in-space saber-rattling, pierce the shroud of secrecy surrounding adversaries or orbital antics, and promote the peaceful usage of outer space. And to that end, on May 30th, the State Department released its first ever strategy to foster diplomacy in space. The U.S. intends to expand space benefits for all humankind by working with those who share our democratic values of openness, transparency, adaptability, and the free flow of ideas and information, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said in the press release. While the framework asserts that space...
Yes.
I have my little grandson here. Okay, do you like things in space? What about? Yes. Do you like satellites in space? Do you like robots?
Yes.
How much?
A lot.
A lot. Yes, my love. Well, those satellites are like robots. They do specific work for people on Earth, like...
Everybody knows that my videos are private.
Okay. You know about GPS, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, we need satellites for GPS.
Yes.
Yes. So, proper outer space governance is pivotal for both national security and our way of life. Attacks on our satellites would blind U.S. armed forces, disrupt weapon systems, and endanger national security in numerous other ways. And moreover, they could also cut everyday citizens off from the very conveniences of capabilities, critical infrastructure, including GPS. Do you want things to stop GPS?
No.
No. Why not? We need GPS to find our way around the streets. Of course. And the global financial system, or even listening to your favorite songs on the radio, right?
Yes.
Okay. Telecommunications, weather forecasts, and emergency services telling us about the weather. Space is not just contested and competitive, it's also congested. For every active satellite in space today, there are roughly 7 times as many pieces of debris being tracked by U.S. Space Command. Those are just the known knowns. Many more untracked debris pieces are out there, from satellite pieces, fragments, to specks of paint, which today's ground-based sensors and radars cannot catalog. And these tiny pieces of trash pack a punch when they travel at almost as fast as an incoming asteroid or comet, 17,500 miles an hour. The growing heap, when I make a video about monsters, you can make that noise. The growing heap of space junk poses immense risks. In-space collisions can be explosive events, yielding hundreds or even thousands of debris pieces, and those debris can in turn spark more collisions, which threaten to produce a
Grandma?
cascading... Yes.
Grandma?
Yes.
We live at Earth.
Yeah, we live on Earth. Yes. We don't live out in space, but we need space for our GPS systems.
Yes.
For the satellites.
Yes, and we live on Earth.
We live on Earth.
Yes.
So what's up there in space to give us GPS? It's called?
A satellite.
Yes! And I think America has the most satellites up there. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, now, those debris can in turn spark more collisions, which threaten to produce a cascading chain of events in which more and more objects keep colliding.
Listen to her.
The scenario, known as the Kessler Effect, could leave us with a runaway debris problem in unusual key orbits. Fortunately, this is a theoretical problem rather than a real-world one, but past collisions have very real impacts on today's space operators and the possibility of future impacts. And a Kessler-type scenario at worst can often keep us up at night. Good news. Let's listen to the good news. The good news is that these dangers from both unfriendly spacecraft and space debris can be mitigated by better in-space visibility, formerly known as space domain awareness, and this capability promises to help the Pentagon, NASA, and companies like SpaceX make sense of the space domain and steer satellites out of harm's way. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Space domain awareness tops the U.S. Space Command's wish list, and rightfully so. It would give the military the ability to spot an unruly neighbor. We see where the satellite is going, what it's doing, and react accordingly. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, and in-space awareness would just help with deterrence. It would truly unlock openness, transparency, adaptability, and the free flow of ideas and information in space. As the State Department writes in its space strategy, increasing commercial leadership and participation means we cannot rely solely on government-to-government diplomacy. American space companies are now among the biggest players in low Earth orbit today. America's space companies are now among the biggest players in low Earth orbit today. The boom in commercial spaceflight activities has proliferated in large part due to startups using innovative and inexpensive technology. To build a system for safer spaceflight, Washington should go one step further than acknowledging companies' presence in space. Our laws, R&D funding, and treaties should embrace data sharing with the private sector and integrate commercial technology into in-space awareness systems. This won't be done overnight, but together, the government and private sector can launch, learn, and iterate, and the government can take advantage of upcoming launches to fit more observational assets into orbit. In a similar vein, government satellites with spare onboard capacity can be fitted with in-space sensors that see sideways and above in space, rather than only looking down at Earth. These sensors will provide new in-space data sets that we can pair with existing ground-based tracking methods, all while harnessing AI to make the most of this comprehensive data pool. Military and government agencies can use the power of the purse and new contract opportunities to fully back the vision for in-space observation data to fill critical gaps in our understanding of the celestial domain. The U.S. military readiness in orbit and the ability of American diplomats to promote peaceful coexistence in space are at risk if we can't develop this transparency. Let's make sure that we'll never have to go a day without space, and let's do all that's possible to avoid a fight tonight by tapping all the capabilities the U.S. public and private sectors have to offer. This is by Eric Ingram on The Hill, opinion contributor. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.